folks, welcome to goalnews.org video edition, March 19th, 2010. We have some good news for you today, so let's get right to it. Goal's Bill House 2259, our Civil Rights and Public Safety Act, actually received an extension order from the Joint Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security. That's good news for us because that means the committee still wants to work on the bill. According to Joint Rule 10 of the Massachusetts Legislature, by mid-March, all of the committees must release the bills as ought to pass, ought not to pass, put the bills in study, or file for an extension, which usually means they want to continue to work on it. And that's good news for our bill and good news for the Commonwealth. Another bill that was released was Senate 964, filed by Senator Richard Moore. This is basically Goal's version of the Katrina bill. As people know, back in the last legislative session, we were almost successful in making this into law. It would prevent the unlawful confiscation of firearms during a state of emergency. And during the last legislative session, this bill was passed by the House and Senate and almost made it to the governor's desk until the Mass Chiefs Association launched their first formal complaint about the bill. In their complaint, they said they could not determine what a lawfully possessed firearm was in a state of emergency. I think that statement alone speaks volumes for the need for reform here in Massachusetts. But anyway, this bill will move on to the Senate. It has been released favorably by the committee, and Goal will continue to work on this. The next bill that was released favorably deals with the over 70 issue when, as far as discounting for licenses or renewal fees. House 541 was released favorably. Now, this bill was filed by Representative Smitty Pignatelli of the Berkshires. What this bill does, apparently, is allow for anybody who's 70 or over, because right now the law says over 70. So this clarifies that if you're 70 years old, you don't have to pay the renewal fee. It also tends to look at the fact that if you're 70 or over, you may not have to renew your license at all, because it makes a license to carry valid until revoked. The only thing the bill doesn't cover is FID cards, so we may have to file an amendment in the House if this bill starts to move to cover those as well. A very important case for us here in Massachusetts is the McDonald v. Chicago case on the national level. This is the next case in line from the Heller decision that happened a few years ago that ruled the Second Amendment as an individual right. Unfortunately, the Heller decision took place in Washington, D.C., and did not officially incorporate the Second Amendment through the 14th Amendment, thus guaranteeing us citizens protection against our state governments as well as our federal government. We hope, obviously, that we'll get a positive decision from the McDonald case, and this will begin to start protecting us here in Massachusetts. Unfortunately, in Massachusetts, once again, our Supreme Court here ruled against the Second Amendment in a decision called Runyon. This was a storage case here in Massachusetts that had been dismissed by a lower court because of the Heller decision, which ruled trigger locks unconstitutional. Unfortunately, our Supreme Court here in Massachusetts once again cited the 1875 case of Crookshank to back their position against the Second Amendment once again, even though there's a case right now before the United States Supreme Court deciding that very issue. And if you go to goalnews.org, there are actually two articles written about the Runyon decision that I really urge you to read. One is about the Crookshank part of it, and one is about the storage part of it. So I really urge you to go on the website and read those two articles. Also, June 19th, here's a great thing. A Goal Banquet going to be held at the Boxborough Holiday Inn. Many already know we have Sandy Froman, past president of the National Rifle Association, coming up. We've also secured Matt Light from the New England Patriots, Larry Keene, Vice President of the National Shooting Sports Foundation, and Alan Gottlieb from the Second Amendment Foundation from out in Seattle are all going to come in and be keynote speakers. Goal gear, we urge you to go to our Goal store and see if you need any Goal gear, hats, t-shirts, and so forth to be comfortable down on the range now that the weather's warming up. And if you're looking for any training courses, please go to thegoalfoundation.org. You'll not only find the list of courses we're offering here at the Goal headquarters, but you'll find a list of references for instructors all around the state. Also, I'd like to tell you there's a Women on Target event coming up at Finn Fur and Feather in Millis, Mass. on May 1st. And again, go to thegoalfoundation.org to find out more information about that event and sign up if you'd like to take part. And folks, That ends our goalnews.org video edition for March 19th, 2010. Hope to see you soon.